which brings us on to Uncharted.
Yeah, so I got that today. I'm about halfway through. And yes, I will finish it, unfortunately. No, I mean, I saw the film at the cinema, and it's average, isn't it? I mean, I've never played the video games. I'm an Xbox man, so I've never bothered with that PlayStation guff, shall we say. So I've never played the games. I have no affiliation with the character in any way, what shape or form. So all the little nods and winks and all that stuff all went straight over my head. What I got for the sort of first two acts was a very dull, very poorly put together modern day reinterpretation of, I mean, God, even, it had me hankering back for Angelina Jolie in Tomb Raider, for God's sake. Now, I won't even talk about, Raiders and or Romance in the Stone, or even, the Dizzying Heights of National Treasure. However, but you know what? One thing I will say, the third act, it goes just totally off the rail. It goes, do you know what? Stuff this. We're going to embrace the video game roots, and we're going to have the most insane third act. If you've seen the trailer, this is not a spoiler. So if you haven't seen the trailer, just shut your ears off for a minute. But there are pirate ships being carried by helicopters through the air. Now, there are set pieces that are done with that, which actually I fully embrace. I was all on board for. That's what I want to see. Now, if I had more of that in the first two acts, instead of this, oh, look, this 17th century tomb is now a nightclub. Yes, really. All that kind of crap. If it had done away with that and just embraced the silliness of the third act, it would have been so much better. But as a film, it's passable, it's watchable, it's now really special. However, it is Sony doing 4K, and we know Sony do good 4K, and this is good 4K.
It's annoying, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you must have seen enough Sony 4K discs. You can spot them a mile off. I don't know what they do, but you can spot a Sony transfer a mile off.
They have proper QA, don't they?
Yeah. All the pictures are in the right order for starters. But it's got a texture to it. There's a richness, there's a solidity, there's texture to it where there isn't tech. I mean, this is a fully digital production, and yet it looks really solid. The shooting style is interesting because it uses some anamorphic shots in some scenes, so you've got that sort of telltale. I don't even know how to describe it, sort of out of focus around the edges. And I think this is one thing which 4K is possibly not helping with. It is starting to show up the defects in the source material far more than it ever did. So you'll have a crystalline shot of the outside of a building, which is the most razor sharp image you've ever seen. And you'll cut straight to a shot that's got all these soft bits around the edges, and it's really noticeable. But of course, that's not a fault of the transfer, not at all. I think there's some fantastic HDR highlights. I haven't watched it in Dolby Vision yet because I'm watching it on the projector, but there's flames in dingy catacombs, so of course it's a HDR highlight, and it's absolutely brilliant. Some of the best of those scenes that I've seen, piercing HDR with some really nice shadow detail behind it. It's lovely. The Atmos track, I watched the first half and then skipped straight to the flying pirate ships bit, and yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely. It's deceptive because what it is, it's one of those soundtracks where there's so much going on, but you can hear everything. I don't know if you remember the Jupiter Jupiter Ascending soundtrack as an Atmos track. It literally was just like sound, for 2 hours, and you stuff was going on, but you couldn't hear it.
I didn't make it 2 hours through that.
It was such a packed soundtrack, and this is the antithesis of that. At the end, you've got creaking floorboards, you've got tinkling gun cases, you've got the LFE thwomp of helicopter blades, and you can hear them all. It's a really, really. Sounds really weird. It's a delicate soundtrack for all the arse kicking that it does. And of course, it's got all the good stuff like LFE as ships are slamming into mountains. There's some real gut busting LFE in there. So yeah, I think at the halfway through the film, it's a bang average film on an absolutely stunning 4K disc. Who could have predicted that?